Hello, welcome to my channel. This is a comparison video between B&Q and Wickes. Last week I went to both their showrooms and went through the bathroom kind of design process, and I wanted to bring you along. So it's a vlog style video. I hope you enjoy. Some context about me: I'm a solo home owner in London, and it's very much time to do my bathroom after 3 years of living in the flat. So very exciting, but it's a long process and hard to do alone. So thought vlog it, why not? I'll be back at the end of the video to talk through comparisons, and I compare them based on these topics. I've got them written down here. So based on cost, the technology used in the process, because I like tech and I like a modern feel, so that. Expertise, their investment in the process, and the actual materials. Then I'll pick a winner and give my views on which route I think you should go down if you're thinking of doing a bathroom renovation. Also, there's timestamps in the video, so please do jump ahead to the bits that you think are most relevant for you. And I would love it if you subscribe. If this is your kind of thing that you like, please do subscribe. I do a lot around home, but mainly bits around living and working in London. Yeah, subscribe and I'll see you at the end. This is the bathroom in question. It needs modernising. That's the real issue with it. It's just like very old and things are starting to break. It has a boiler, so that's something that needs to be considered, as well as no real mirror. So that tiny little mirror that you see there is the only thing that I've got to look at myself with, so that's really annoying. Yeah, it's just generally really old. So we want no shower curtain, a better sink area with a mirror, and that yeah, it looks modern.
Good morning. It is 7:15 and I'm sitting in my bathroom. Today I'm going to the Wickes and the B&Q showrooms, a part 2 to last week's video, and this is where I'm actually designing my bathrooms, which is so exciting. I am going to use this as a bit of a comparison between B&Q and Wickes, because I think it's really interesting how they approach this. I'll give you the backstory now. Do I have time? No, I need to leave in 15 minutes and I need to measure this whole bathroom. Silly me for firstly booking an 8 AM appointment and for not doing this measuring at an earlier date, because I very much could have. And I also wanted to, I mentioned in my last video, use the Wickes person's measurements for B&Q, but then I felt too awkward to do that. So here I am. So to recap, last week I decided I wanted to redo my bathroom and I went to Wickes and B&Q. Wickes. The process was, I had a look around the showroom, asked someone if I could have a chat. They were like, yeah, come and sit down. Took my details on a piece of paper. I mentioned that because I feel like that's quite old school. So they wrote down my name and details on a piece of paper, what I was kind of looking for. And then they introduced me to the designer who was going to come to my house. That was on a Saturday. No, that was on a Sunday. On the Monday, I had someone come in my house, do all my measurements, chat to me about what was possible, talk through things. So knowledgeable, so like on the ball with what looks good, what people normally have, some changes. Because I was thinking, for example, I'm thinking of getting rid of my bath and putting just a shower. And I was like, oh, like, is that a thing people do? She's like, yeah, absolutely. So very knowledgeable, and I feel super comfortable. Then on Wednesday, they sent me an initial design based on the measurements and things we discussed. So that's where we're up to with Wickes. Got my appointment at 11 with them to kind of talk about colours, talk more about pricing, etc. So that's the Wickes version. So now on to B&Q. So B&Q, they took my details. I went there, they took my details on a system, and I got text reminders, but they gave me a piece of paper. Let me get this piece of paper, hold on. Gave me this piece of paper, which is now actually, I've got water spilled on it. Oh. So here. Yeah, they gave me this piece of paper and I have to do my measurements myself. This is an awkward room with many kind of twists and turns, so I'm not looking forward to that. They said come back on, so that was last Sunday, come back Saturday. That was their next appointment that I could make. They do them during the week. I booked at 8 AM. I'm still not over that, but anyway. So they said, do your measurements. We'll have like around a 2-hour appointment to talk through your design, take pictures, they're helpful. They did send me text reminders and things like that, which I think is a nice touch. Wickes only, they're called. So they're more old school in their technology, which I think is interesting. But yeah, that's my comparison so far. So far at this stage, I am Team Wickes. I need to fill out the measurements on this piece of paper in the next 10 minutes. So let me do that and I'll check back in with you. Should we do OTD? In my bathroom? You guys have never seen my bathroom before, now you're living it. But jumper, t-shirt, black jeans, and my fake Birkenstocks. Cow print. I am doing cow and leopard, but I'm an animal print gal. So that's all that needs to be said about that. Oh, I should also get my bags that I'm carrying with me. So this is the bag I was out last night in. Sainsbury's. Everything I buy is Sainsbury's. So got this from Sainsbury's last year. And then a canvas bag, the I Love My Life Polen one. So this is me. It's giving woman on a mission, woman on the go. So let's go. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
Really? It looks like that one. Movemented, or did you want it free?
I definitely don't want one that is waterfall. That has like the walls.
Oh,
yeah.
you don't like that
Yeah. I hate that. So, yeah. That looks really good. This looks really good. Okay, so these are the options.
Yeah, so that's a school air one. Have a look. What do you think of this? Lovely.
Can you flick between the two again? That just looks so tiny. But I don't know if I need all that extra space. I'm just one person. Like, okay, I'll think about it. Oh,
Number 2.
okay, it's big. It's bigger than I thought.
That's not too bad.
Can we try another pattern one? Just so I can see.
No.
You think,
That one's
okay,
not
so you
too
think
bad.
that's it.
What do
No,
you think?
no, I don't think I can have that.
What about this one?
Yeah, try that. I feel like you get travel sick a little bit looking at that. It's
Yeah.
no.
It's like a hotel towel. I've seen some hotels.
Yeah, a little bit bougie, maybe. Yeah.
Oh,
Wall and
that's
floor.
nice.
Do you think that doesn't look like a prison a little bit? Because it's all
Prison?
the same. Yeah. No? I think it's like all
What do you think?
consuming because it's like all the same.
Let's say, what do you think? It's
I think
nice.
no.
You don't like
You like it? Do you like
looks
it?
good, yeah. That colour there. How can you a different colour?
I'm not opposed to it. To be honest, I'm undecided. Okay. Let's keep it on the maybe list. I'm not against this one.
What do you think?
I'm not mad at it. Or do you think the floor? What should be lighter, the floors or the walls?
The walls.
Should be lighter colour. Yeah. So.
I think that's okay, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It looks good.
It's come out really good.
Yeah, it has. £6,000 minimum.
Minimum, and the estimated
High price is 8,000.
600.
All
And
these
that's
questions.
That's not even factoring the wall that you want to put on as well.
Oh, because that has
So
to be
that
done
could be
separately.
additional works.
Why is it so
that we put.
expensive?
I am at my parents' house after my appointment, and that was actually a very enjoyable experience. The guy that was helping me was jokes. Like, he was, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in some of the, like, hear it from some of the clips. He was absolutely jokes. Like,
really lovely guy and made the experience just like so much fun. That sister, that tall on the thing, had some limitations. Although it was great to see, there were some limitations on it. Like it couldn't quite get the nooks and crannies and the spaces. So it was like a very kind of like rectangular-esque floor plan, which isn't actually how my bathroom is. So the final like digital view didn't actually quite align to my bathroom, which is fine and is what it is. But yeah, and the tiles are not it. But long story short, the output of it was the cost for all the parts that I picked, and I was like selective about the part. I was like, I want that specific toilet, I want that sink tap or whatever, was £2,126, which I think is actually quite reasonable. Then the installation, that was the kicker. The installation at the low end, it was £6,337. At the high end, £8,639. So I'm just not going to show the piece of paper, but yeah, it's very expensive. But what was helpful is that they gave they made me answer this little questionnaire about it. So it was like, does a shower pump need to be installed? No. Does it require alterations to your waste or waste supplies? Yes, I'm getting a new toilet. So that's kind of good checklist to use with other contractors that might do this work eventually, because unfortunately I don't have £6,000, and it can, like the guy was like, yeah, it can be done much cheaper. I was like, do many people go for this option? He was like, to be honest, no. And I was like, yeah, I understand why. And the bit that wasn't the bit that they said that's not included in this is the building of the additional wall that's needed. So that's not included in this price. That'll be something separate, which I would have to manage. So it doesn't quite make sense for me to do that option. But all round, it was actually very, very, as I mentioned multiple times, a very enjoyable experience, which was nice. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I like them long ways. This is what she's recommending. It goes like this. I'll be inside. Mine's slightly.
Probably if we put it in the back, maybe.
Yeah, I just can't. Yeah, Oh god. Okay. It'll make the room bright.
That never go. And I will go very well with the green.
This one's open, this one's closed. Okay. So I'm back in my parents' house. I'm back from Wickes. Oh, whoops. I don't know if I added the last clip of me leaving the store, but it turned sour. I didn't see it coming. Wickes was a front runner, but they were very kind of expectant that I'd make a purchase at the end of this, which I think is fair. They can expect it. Got a little bit pushy and a little bit sour, so I'm not best pleased with that. But their prices wise, we're looking at, for the materials alone, £3,344, but they've got a 10% discount, so it goes down to, well, 20% discount. Yeah, 20% discount. So it goes down to 2,730, plus a dry installation of 5,000 something pounds. Dry installation doesn't include, it's the taking down basically of things. So it doesn't include electrical work, painting and a lot of the key things. So putting the bathroom in, basically, that gets paid separately to another contractor. So total around 8,400. In that appointment, we struggled, to be honest. I couldn't find a drawer. So I put in the videos, I'm going to put them in now, of me trying to open the under the sink drawer. With these nails, which are not even my longest version of the nails, I struggled. But there was no other cabinet that would work. So that was a big kind of question mark. And then we also bit back and forth on tiles. There seems to be no tile options. Even though there's a big book of tiles, there seems to be no options that weren't either grey or marble. I'm on the fence about whether marble's a good look. I don't think so. I don't think I want marble. So she was like, you get these hexagon marble ones. If you get them in marble, everywhere else needs to be marble. And I was like, that's a lot of marble. And then gloss marble on the floor, and then big tiles on the... But one thing they did do in this one is she's very knowledgeable and has had many bathrooms clearly before. So all the tips and tricks she gave were actually really helpful. So I'm gonna think about this for the rest of the day, and then I'm gonna film a last part of this video where I do a direct comparison across some of the key features to kind of come up with an output, and then talk about what happens next, what am I actually gonna do next. So see you in that next section. Okay, so let's jump straight into the votes. So the categories are cost, tech, expertise, investment in the process, and materials. So let's start with cost. Cost-wise, B&Q was cheaper by miles. On materials alone and installation, cheaper. So if you're thinking more cost, lean towards B&Q. I don't think there's much to say about it, the cost of the costs. So yeah, B&Q were far cheaper. Tech. So I mentioned this throughout the video. Wickes was very old school. There was a lot of writing on a piece of paper. You could see by the technology on their laptops and screens, it was quite old and dated. It'd take ages to load up every time a design was changed. And I found that quite off-putting, especially maybe that's me being a millennial, can't say that word, but wanting kind of to see the latest technology being used. I kind of put more, if they've got good tech, I kind of trust that the company is investing in kind of the latest thinking when it comes to design, which may not necessarily be the case, but it's something that I kind of look out for. So from a tech perspective, B&Q were far better, and I found it a more seamless experience when it came to booking me in, sending me reminders, the actual technology they were using on the day. That whole process, I would definitely give to B&Q, and it was a big personal plus for me. Something I didn't know I needed, but something I found really beneficial. Next is expertise. Hands down, that goes to Wickes. B&Q guy, as lovely as he was, and I will hold my... I thought he was fantastic. He was... maybe has slightly more training than a regular person working on the shop floor. It was very much lift and shift, knowledgeable about what they had in store and different... So he clearly had done this job for a while and knew what he was talking about. But the additional kind of knowledge around which direction tiles could be in, or why you should get this extractor fan over that extractor fan specifically for my scenario, that only came from Wickes. So I was very thankful that I had the Wickes appointment before the B&Q appointment, because I was able to bring kind of the knowledge that the women from Wickes shared with me into my B&Q to make that more successful. So yeah, I hands down the Wickes person. I think her role is actually like a designer, whereas I would say the person was more like an operator of the system and from B&Q. So yeah, for expertise, so if you want to speak to someone who's really knowledgeable about what they do, really knowledgeable about bathrooms, or I'm sure it's about kitchens, or different materials and textures, and yeah, and had more of an eye for design, no offense to the guy, had more of an eye, definitely Wickes. I was super impressed by that, and I genuinely felt in safe hands. Then investment in the process. So this one also goes to Wickes. They came to my house. I met them. So the time that you saw, I think I mentioned this, that's the third time I've met this same woman. I've come on the process with them. They've come on the process with me. And I think that's, yeah, it just brings a whole other level. By the end, I really trusted the woman and the things she was saying and the advice she was giving, because we had built up a rapport. We got to talk about her family, her background, when she was doing the measuring. So there was lots of opportunity to... I felt like the woman knew who I was and kind of my thinking. She'd seen the inside of my home. Like she kind of got it a bit more.
So the Wickes were definitely more invested in the process. B&Q was very much that two-hour segment was the first time I was actually talking. So I had to bring my measurements. They kind of just had to plot my measurements into the machine and start talking. So it's very low investment from their end. And the fact that they, so B&Q, the woman personally called me to check if I got her design and if I was still okay for the appointment. That's a personal touch and an investment on someone's time. They use technology. So this is kind of the downside of technology. So everything was very automated. I didn't really interact with a actual person properly until that segment. So it depends on what you're looking for when it comes to investment in the process. I felt safer with Wickes because, they were more invested. But that does come with a downside around the fact that by the end of it, Wickes were expecting me to sew on the dotted line because they had invested so much time, so it's more at stake for them. Which I don't know how people feel about that, but yeah, they got very salesy at the end because they're investing so much time. Whereas whereas B&Q, they couldn't care less, kind of thing. I don't know if someone from B&Q is watching this, but I felt that they were kind of like, take it away, think about it, which I prefer. It's my personal style, but For business, I don't know which is the right way. There's pros and cons to both. So yeah, when it comes to investment in the process, that one definitely goes to Wickes. Lastly, materials. The actual bathroom pieces, the tiles, the bath. Well, I'm not getting a bath. Shower, the sink, the toilet, etc. B&Q. I way prefer B&Q. Even though you don't think there's much difference between a toilet and a shower, but you'd be surprised. There was. I felt more drawn and more attached to the things I selected at B&Q, and maybe that's because I actually had to go through and select, whereas the woman kind of took my ideas and selected them for me in Wickes before we had our consultation. So maybe that's why I feel more aligned to the things I selected at B&Q. The other thing that I struggled with both is tiles. I think B&Q and Wickes aren't the best place to get tiles. If you want something a little bit unique or personalised, I would definitely, you have to get your tiles elsewhere and bring your own tiles to the experience, because both of them were really bad at tiles. The rest of the things were broadly similar. The one thing I did really struggle with at Wickes, I think it was because it's made very apparent because I was actually there touching things, is with these nails, I think I mentioned it earlier, I couldn't open the drawers. That's not great. You have maybe it was just to fit my requirements, but no really accessible or different enough designs that worked. That was really off-putting. We kind of left that as an open, we looked through and there was none. So that was kind of a bit of a dead end for me, along with the tile thing. So from a materials perspective, I'd be more likely to want to go to B&Q. I don't know anything about quality, so I can't talk to what the quality of each of those things would be being used over time. But from an aesthetics perspective, materials wise, goes to B&Q for me. So overall, if you count the tallies, B&Q's 3, Wickes is 2. But my actual final verdict is, I think you kind of need a bit of both. I think you do really need the Wickes experience to get the most out of the B&Q experience, but Wickes are incredibly expensive. So incredibly expensive is a bit of a push. Wickes are more expensive. So if you want a kind of a cheaper option, go down the B&Q side. One thing Wickes do, they do have sales quite a bit. So, and I think B&Q do sales. So look out for those if you're looking to either. I wouldn't want anyone, I love a bargain. I wouldn't want anyone to pay full price. Yeah, I would say try and do both if you can. And also explore others. If there's any others that you've been to, anyone's watching it and they've done their bathroom and other places they've gone to that they absolutely loved, please do let me know. Where I'm at is I need to think about it. So I still have a bit of time before I actually need to do my bathroom. So I'm planning to do my bathroom, fingers crossed, around September this year. So I have a bit of time and I would love to explore other options and really think about what I've got. But what I have ended up with is the art of the possible when it comes to getting my bathroom done, what is realistic and what is not. So yeah, all round a really enjoyable experience. And yeah, I've got a few weeks now to think about what makes the most sense and also find the materials that I truly want. So yeah, I'm really open to any suggestions of places to get stuff or tiles specifically. Any place that you've got tiles before that you love, I would love to know. But yeah, Thank you so much for watching. I would love it if you could subscribe. Let me know what you think of this type of video. Is there a better way of doing it that you'd find more enjoyable? But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.